What's up guys, welcome back to another lightsaber tutorial. Today I'm going to be teaching you the 3 fundamental lightsaber spins on both hands. They are the basic spin, the figure 8, and the Obiani spin. So let's get right into the video. The lightsaber I'm using in this video is the Vader inspired NeoPixel saber by Damien Saber. There will be a link to their website in the description, and if you use code Brandon you'll be able to get 5% discount off any saber. So starting off with the basic spin on the right hand. I'm going to turn around so you can follow along with me a bit easier. So first we're going to start with our lightsaber next to us, and what we're going to do is we're going to point the saber forward and make sure the hilt is on the inside of our wrist. And then what we're going to do is we're going to drop the saber downwards so our blade is pointing towards the ground, holding it just between our thumb and index finger, just like this. Then we're going to turn our hand out so the blade is parallel to our arm, still holding it only in between the index finger and thumb, and then we're going to pull right back up again. So once more through those 4 positions, pointing the blade forward, hilts on the inside, dropping down, only holding between the thumb and index finger, turning out just like that, and then pulling up again. All those 4 positions together will give you the basic spin. Now breaking down the basic spin on the left hand. So same as before, we're going to point the saber forward with the hilt on the inside of our wrist. Then we're going to drop down, holding it only in between our index finger and thumb, just like this. Then we're going to turn our hand out so the blade is parallel to our arm like this, and then we're going to pull it back up again. Once more, pointing forward, hilts on the inside, dropping down, turning out, and pulling up again. All together will give you the basic spin. And now for the figure 8 on the right hand. So same as before, we're going to be doing the basic spin, but we're going to be doing it sideways, so the blade spins behind our body, just like this. But after doing it once, the next spin is going to be a bit different. So we're still going to point the blade forward as if we're going to do another basic spin, but this time the hilt is going to be on the outside of our wrist. And then once it's here, we're going to let it scoop down, so it's like this. We're going to let it pass in front of our body, and then it's in the starting position to do another figure 8. So altogether, that will be an ordinary basic spin, and now turning it down, the hilt's on the outside of our wrist, scooping it in front of our body. And as you do it all together, you'll see that it has a sort of figure 8 feeling to its spin. And that's how you do the figure 8 on the right hand. Now for the figure 8 on the left hand. So same as before, ordinary basic spin. And once we do that first spin, the next step is to point the blade forwards and then have the hilt on the outside of our wrist, and then have the saber scoop down in front of our body. So once more, basic spin, hilt's on the outside of our wrist, scooping down in front of our body, and that will give us the figure 8 on the left hand. And lastly, we're going to be breaking down the Obiani spin on the right hand. So similarly to the figure 8, we're first going to start off with a basic spin that's turned out to the side so the blade twirls behind us. So once we've done that initial first spin, we then have to point the blade forwards, again with having the hilt on the outside of our wrist. And instead of letting the blade pass in front of us like the figure 8, we're instead going to let the saber go behind us until it's in this position behind our back. And then once we're here, we're going to turn our hips to the left, and then we're going to pull the saber out in front of us to get it back into the starting position, which looks like this. Pulling out behind us to get into the starting position. So once more, so that's that initial spin, scooping behind our back, and then pulling outwards. And then all together, you will get the Obiani spin on the right hand. And now breaking down the Obiani spin on the left hand. So again, that single basic spin with the saber turning behind our back. Sorry, I just got distracted by the cat over there. So starting with that basic spin turn out to the side with the blade spinning behind our back like this. Once we've done this once, then we're going to point the blade forwards and again have the hilt on the outside of our wrist. And then from here, we're going to let it go down and scoop behind our back like this. And then we're going to turn our hips to the right, and then we're going to pull the saber outwards, just like this. And then now we're back in the starting position to do it again. So spin, hilt on the outside of our wrist, scoop behind our back, and then pull outwards. All of that together will give you the Obi-Ani spin on the left hand, and yes, the saber just turned on then. These moves can be incorporated into any sort of improv routine, and let me show you how. So as I'm right-handed, I'm going to show you on the right hand. So I'm just going to do a few basic spins, and then when I feel like it, maybe I can go into an Obi-Ani, and then I want to go into some figure eights, back into more basic spins, back into another Obi-Ani, and I could even move with it if I want. I got some figure eights going on here, and I could do an Obi-Ani behind my back and then do some back spins and then more forward spins into more figure eights, into another back behind the back Obi-Ani. You get the idea. Thank you so much for watching, guys. I hope you learned something new, and may the force be with you.